Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Hopefully everybody's enjoying their summer. The weather's been pretty good around here. It's been busy, so it's been difficult for me to get videos together, but I'm here and I'm able to do it this morning. I thought it was a great time to sit down and go over a deck that came in that I'm really enjoying, but it's very different at the same time. And that is Sergio Toppi's Primordial Tarot. I'm a huge fan of Sergio's artwork. I think it's phenomenal. There's another deck by him that I'm after, and I'm hoping to one day be able to add to my collection. But it's out of print, and it's not necessarily the easiest to find. And when you do find it, it's very expensive. So hopefully one day I'll be able to afford it and be able to find it or get it or something. But for now, I have found this one. This is a mass market deck, so this is readily available. This was done by Lo Scarbeo. It's a very interesting deck. It's very different. It reads very different. I wasn't expecting for it to be as different as it is, but like all in good ways, right? So I feel like most people, you would buy this deck to do maybe like ancestral work or maybe some past life regression or like just anything that has to do with the past, right? And roots and foundations and, that kind of stuff. So when I saw it, I was very much drawn to that aspect of it, to be able to just get in deep and into like the original causes, original sources of things, right? So that's kind of what I brought it in for. Um, I don't know. I feel that it kind of goes like deeper than I was expecting it to tell you the truth. Um, it's definitely different. The artwork is phenomenal, though. It has a very, it's interesting. It's very interesting. I've already edged mine because I don't know. I just had to. I don't necessarily always edge my decks, but if I do edge them, it's usually in black. That's actually the only time I edge it is just when I want to black out a card because I feel like it adds to the energy. Um, the book, it's your typical Lo Scarbeo, so there's like 20 million different languages in here, which is awesome, right? It's great for, paper and recycling and not using excess amounts of resources and all of that stuff. So, like I don't mind that. Um it talks about a little bit here like they were doing with it, where they were going with it. So we have, this has obviously been messed up, right? This isn't in order. I have been working with it. I've been spending some time with it and just trying to get the feel for it and understand its energy and like what direction it wants to go in or what we're going to use it for. So the blue cards are the Suit of Soul, which is loosely related to cups. Your yellow cards are the Suit of Jewels, which is loosely related to pentacles. The green cards are your Suit of Nature, which is loosely related to wands. And your red card is the Suit of Blood, which is loosely related to swords. So the colors throw me off a little bit because I don't know. I have a hard time associating. Like, I want to put like the wands red because of that fire energy, right? Like, I don't know. That's just me. But that's kind of like where I naturally navigate towards. And just, I'm kind of like, oh, red, wands. But it's not. It's swords. Well, loosely related swords, right? But it's nice that they put like a little blade down here at the bottom to just kind of give you a direction. If you are going to read this as a typical tarot. But I'll tell you right now, it's not easy to read it as a typical tarot. It's definitely not meant to be read as a Rider Waite or like just as a tarot. It definitely adheres to its own system. So we've got the child, which is loosely related to pages. We've got the animal, which is loosely related to knights. We've got the woman, who is loosely related to queen, and man, who is loosely related to kings, right? All that makes sense. The names of the major arcanas, some of them are the same, some of them are different. There is no, there's no like titles. Here's a major right here. There's no titles. So you kind of have to get into the book if until you learn it, right? So I'll be going through the book and telling you what they are as we flip through them. I've got fingerprints all over it, sorry. Cardstock, it's all right. It's different. It's not your typical Los Carbeos cardstock, which is really interesting because usually they're very thin and like flexible and you know all that. These are very cardboardy and stiff. The back, there's there's a gloss to it, right? But do you see the texture? I don't know if you guys, yeah, you can see it a little bit. It's got like a texture to it. It's very interesting. Um, I don't know how this cardstock's going to hold up, but it's a mass market, so if it starts to fall apart, we can get a new one. It's not a big deal. I do notice already, though, from manufacturing, it seems like the laminate's already kind of starting to lift on the edges. See that? See that shine right there? That's all like the laminate like kind of lifting. So I don't know, maybe edging it helped it, but it's really honestly just marker. I can't see how that's going to help any. But obviously we've got our colors here that show what suit they are, as well as like a little something going on down here in the corner. Your majors are black. They've got the black titles. Here's your wands. Here's your cups. So I don't know, really different, really interesting energy. I like that there's a lot of different age representation in this. Like there's a lot of older faces and like younger faces and like different age groups. And I really appreciate that. I kind of like more of the primitive statues that exist in this. There's a lot of bones, right? And like this isn't going to be a full flip through, so I'll just kind of flip through and as we see them. This one I believe is Temperance, which makes sense, like right with the flowing water coming out of her. I mean, so when you get in here and you kind of look at them, you're like, yeah, I don't think they named it. I don't think it's actually called Temperance in here though. No, it's called the Source. So it's about water. And if you look at like the meanings that they have, it's spiritual sanitation, cleansing, healing, and renewal. Um, yeah, so like it's very much, but like once you kind of like, I can kind of see this as a temperance card, right? So I can kind of click into that. But I do like the drawing is amazing, right? Like the artwork. And it's so, and I mean, I know it's called Primordial Tarot, but it's very primal. There's a very primal, uh, old, rooted energy in this deck, which I think is amazing. This is the Tower, which I believe in here they call it the Standing Stone. Yep, the Standing Stone. And let's see if it has the same. So in their thing, it's advances in knowledge and skill, building achievement, answers, and solutions. So kind of more like the possible outcome of what a tower does, right? So like, I don't know, it's very, like I said, it's very different. You can read it as a normal tarot if you really wanted to, but I don't know if you, like the pictures necessarily don't like line up, right? They're beautiful though. Like, look at this. So yeah, like I originally bought it to do ancestral work with it. So last night I actually got the opportunity to sit down with it, and I did one of the spreads that was in here, and it was really, really interesting. And the thing that I kind of think is cool with this too is like, so like this is like the Hanged Man, right? Let me see what they call it in here. So in here they call it the Sacrifice, which kind of makes sense, right? With the Hangman. I mean, it definitely makes sense. Not kind of, definitely. So it's detachment from the physical world's ritual to nourish wisdom, finding the true essence of life. So the interesting thing is like if you hold it this way, and this is one of the cards that really kind of captivated me for a while, and I was just really quite deep into it. It's like he's almost like welcoming it, like bring it on, like I dare you, like try it, right? But then if you flip it this way, it's like he's falling onto it, and he's like falling and like falling onto it, right? Like I don't know. I found do you like my but like you know what I mean? Like falling down onto it, like trying to stop himself falling into it, arms out, like oh my god, I'm gonna hit this, right? Or like he threw himself off of a cliff or whatever. Like there's very much either which way it lies. I find the energy is so different, and I don't know. I thought that that was really interesting how that card is depicted like that. But yeah, like just beautiful stuff. Um, I was unsure about this. I've never had a deck that's had borders like this, but honestly, I it doesn't bug me at all. And like I love the old like statues that they have going on in here and the old carvings. Yeah, like it's just they're when you get going into these cards, you start looking at them, they're magical. They're really quite interesting. There's your death card. Do they actually still call it that in here? Yep, they still call it death. So like I said, some of the majors still have those titles, and then some of them don't. Um, yeah, really, really cool. Like, I bought it, honestly, I bought it for his artwork, Sergio's artwork. But I don't know, like I said, when I sat down and did my reading with it last night, I was quite taken by how deep it went, and just, you know, we'll just kind of look through the last ones here. These were the ones I got right here that are all, they were in this. See, this is the way they were last night. So that's how I had it. So I had this one, that one, here, and there. So that's how my reading was last night. And it's not going to all fit on camera, I'm sorry. And if I move my camera, it gets really stupid. So it's hard to work with sometimes. And I believe the spread I used was called the Be Your Own Shaman spread. So here's your card 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it was just, it's really interesting. So, you know, taking care of your own, so being your own shaman means taking care of yourself spiritually. You must be able to look at yourself honestly and objectively and determine what needs to be done and take action. It is something in you that is broken or missing. If something is in you that's broken or missing, this spread will not only, will, blah, blah, blah. Let me start this again. If something in you is broken and missing, this spread will not help you figure who or what broke you, as that is not essential. If you are broken, it is your responsibility to fix yourself. This doesn't mean that you have to do it all alone. If you need help, get help. Some of the cards in the deck represent that. but you don't get to spend time blaming others, even if they were in the wrong. Yeah, like it's pretty, yeah, it was really interesting. So your first card here is the heart of the problem, what continues to feed it. 2, the root of the problem, how it began. 3, or wait, no, sorry. 2, sorry. 2, how it began. 3, the head of the problem and where it will lead. 4, what you need to release and how to do that. And 5, what you need to find and how to find it. So it really, when I sat down and started really looking at these cards, and obviously I had to get into the book because I wanted to see exactly like what these energies were. I found it interesting that I actually had a lot of major arcanas in this. So all these black borders are major arcanas. So we've got, this would be obviously the lovers, the sun, the world, and the star. So, which you can kind of see, right? You can kind of see it. And if you know your like your numbers, I'm a little rusty on my numbers. I rely really heavily on titles. Um, I'm trying to get back to remembering my numbers. A long time ago, I used to be awesome at remembering my numbers with the cards, but over time, that's kind of gone to the wayside. And, if you don't use it and you don't practice it every day, it kind of disappears, right? So I'm back to trying to get really, really fast with my numbers and not have to think about it for a couple minutes and actually get in and be like, bam, 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 right? So like the way I used to be. So I gotta work on that for myself, but I'm not too shabby. I'm not too bad. But yeah, it's a very interesting deck. I was really surprised on how different it was. It really honestly was extremely different energy than what I was expecting. And when it first came in, I actually sat down with it and I started working with it. And the first thing I did was shuffle it, like look through it, then shuffle it, and then do like a quick little spread, right? A quick little layout. And I was just like stumped, and I was like, "Whoa!" Like I didn't even understand how it was coming at me. And I was like, whoa, this is way more complex and way more deep than I had thought it was going to be. And I put it away and I was like, okay, I don't have time to get in this deep with it. And it needs to be gotten like pretty deep with it. So I put it away. And I didn't touch it for a couple days because things were just really busy with Indigo and teaching and, sessions and a bunch of different things going on and happening. So yeah, I didn't get the chance to really sit down with it until last night. And I mean, it's really interesting. It's quite an amazing deck. The way that they say things is different too. So like you've got your ace, but then you have 2 is the age of the soul. And then you have 3 is mask of the soul, 4 is bones of the soul, 5 is stone of the soul, right of the soul, era of the soul, spirit of the soul, birth of the soul, environment of the soul, and then it goes into your page, queen, king, right, or knight. So you have your child, your animal, your woman, and your man. So that kind of threw me off, and I was like, mask of soul, like what the heck is a mask of soul? But then I actually sat and read the book, and I was like, oh, okay, this makes sense. Because I just kind of dived right into it, expecting it to just kind of be like every other tarot, right? But it's definitely not. So this one right here is 3. So, and it's the blood, right? Because it's the blade and it's red. So it's the blood and it is Mask of Blood. So that's the title of it. So yeah, really interesting, completely different system, but you can still use it as a tarot. Like if you can, numerologically get in there and read it and all that stuff. But I rely very heavily on images. Like I read a lot from the images, and these images are not necessarily uh, the same as Rider Waite, right? Yeah, I definitely like some of the images just you don't get that from it. And then some of them you do. Like I can get temperance from that. I can get like this right here would be the Ace of Cups, right? I don't get like an Ace of Cups vibes from that at all. And like here's a Two of Wands. like kind of maybe, right? Like, do you know what I mean? Like the images don't necessarily fit with what, you know, you're used to seeing. Like some of them, like I can see that. I can see that. The majors are not too bad. So like here's like your Ace of Wands. Like I don't get the Ace of Wand like vibe from that. And I'm having a hard time with like the wand energy being green, like because it's so fiery, like I'm expecting not to see that red. So that's kind of throwing me off a little bit, but that's like not a big deal. That's just like you have to get used to it, right? Let's get in here and let's see what I was able to pair it with. Okay, so I got three. Honestly, I'm feeling very drawn to put the Tantric Dakini with it, but I just kind of recently paired the Tantric Dakini, so I'm not going to put it in this video, but I do think the Tantric Dakini would go, like, amazing with this deck for some reason. I don't know why. I was once again, very drawn to that, and it was just kind of, like, popped out, and it was like, me, 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 and I was like, yeah, we just saw you recently, so... All right, let's get my space set up here. So the three that I brought in, I mean, the one we have seen, I've paired actually quite a bit. I enjoy it very much. And that is, we'll just do the most common one right off the get-go, and that is Marcella Kroll's Sacred Symbols. I love this oracle. It's one of my favorite oracles, honestly. Absolutely love it. I don't know, we got a couple flipped here. Always have this happen. I'm not really sure why or how, but it does. So yeah, I really enjoy this deck very much. Sacred Symbols is one of my favorites. I use it quite a bit. I find it very intuitive. I like all of Marcella's decks. I'm a big fan of Marcella. So I felt like the simplicity of the symbols in this deck would work because these cards are a little busy, right? So I was kind of just looking for that, a little bit more of that simple, a little bit more open. I figured the white borders will kind of create a little bit of a separation, a little bit of room. Backs look good. And yeah, see, like I really like that. I'm a little crooked, sorry. I do, I like it. I think it's very, it's work. These are definitely working together. Oh, we got the water element cards with Stormy. Karmic Path. Yes, I like it. Oh, I like this. I like that color combination together. I like that right there. That nice bright color in the middle like that. I don't know. I really like it. We've got like kind of like a circle happening here, like a cuff. Like it's almost like the handcuffs he's wearing here. So it's like a circle, circle, circle. Yeah, I really like them together. Oh yeah, look at this. Look at how perfect that is. 2 water cards with water. That's amazing. Look at that. Phenomenal. And then we've got our element earth with a pentacle and a wand energy. Sword energy, wand energy with new life. Yeah, I'm really liking these together. He's got the Six of Swords and the Two of Swords with focus. Ooh, we got one upside down. I like that. That looks nice. Our circle, our full moon, our full moon. There's no full moon in this one, but that's really quite amazing. Yeah, so I really like them together. Let's look at one more, and then we're going to put them into like a little spread together. I like the brightness of the sacred symbols. I'm really liking it. Once again, we got circles, kind of like that. I'm really drawn to that circle, and then this circle. Yeah, interesting. I like it. I feel like it's speaking the same language. I feel like it's communicating. Okay, let's see them in a spread. Okay, so I'm going to lay my oracle first. Ooh, I had two want to come. All right, so we've got time. So I guess it would help if I shuffle them the right way. Yeah, I'm liking them together. Yeah, I feel like it's very fluid. I really like it. Yeah, I like it. All right, let's do one more. I want to see it one more time. Let's try and niffer in here. Ooh, air. So we saw water and earth. Let's see how air looks with it. Yeah, I really like it. I think it's working really well together. I really like the simplicity. Like, I really like that they're just symbols. It's simple. This is one of probably the most versatile decks that I have. Besides the begin oracle. That one is super versatile as well too. All right, so next, I picked another deck another oracle that has a very ancestral energy to it, I feel. All the decks, all the oracles I picked have ancestral energy to them, I feel. And I feel like obviously that just goes hand in hand with what this is, right? So I went with Dirt Gems. Now, Dirt Gems, you were very heavily bound to the book, unfortunately. There is only a title on the cards. There is no keywords. But if you're going to be into the book for this deck here anyways, you might as well be into the book for this one as well too, right? So I feel like this is a deck very much where you're going to clear your agenda, you're going to sit down and you're going to do some nice deep, you know, root work, ancestral work, whatever with it, right? It's not something that you just sit down and do a quick little pull and then go. I feel like this is something that you spend time on, right? But I do really like them together. Like, look at how nice this looks right here. It's beautiful. I find that the Dirt Gems does pull from like a deeper source, like more of a rooted source. And yeah, like I feel the minute I saw them together, I was like, ooh, these look good. Backs working. Kind of have the same flow going, right? With like the circles and the arches with this swirling. So very reminiscent. But did I have all the like the black? Look at this. Okay, I'm gonna remove these ones because I want to have some color here. I want to see it with some color. Okay, so we're just gonna jump ahead here. Apparently I didn't shuffle those well enough. But I get a very I get a very deep old feeling from Dirt Gems. And I kind of like the art styles together. There's something about the art that works for me. They're very different style of art, but yet they seem to be very, I don't know, they seem to be working together very well. Yeah, oh, I really like this. I really like the way that looks. Yeah, see, like, I don't know, there's just something about it. Like, once again, it's kind of like those simpler card. It's a simpler card. They're not super busy. They've kind of got simpler images happening, and then these cards are really quite busy and complex. But I like the black backgrounds with these. Obviously, these have a darker I don't want to say energy because energy is not correct. A darker, like there's more darker colors existing. There's more of a darker palette in the Primordial Tarot. But yeah, like I don't know, I really do like them together. I think they're working. Even like in your shapes, like I find like this kind of the same as this, and then there's something in this image that relates to like this shape, right? So yeah, it's definitely working for me. How did I end up with all of the grayscale pictures all together? That is so weird. All right, let's see them in a spread together. Yeah, like I feel like very drawn to these circular shapes in the chariot with that flower there. Yeah, I'm really liking them. Let's do one more. Let's lay them out a little bit different. Yeah, we're gonna get all the color now. Yeah, I'm liking them together. I think they're very beautiful together. I find that the dirt gems brings a little bit of elegance to the primordial tarot, and kind of connects it into more of the modern day and doesn't let it go too far back, right? Too ancestral. I feel like the dirt gems kind of roots it, right? Like and kind of keeps it kind of more in the usable old energy, if you know what I mean when I say that. Whereas like I find that it can sometimes go too ancestral on you, where I feel like this kind of keeps it more rooted in the usable ancestral energy, if that makes any sense to anybody out there. But yeah, so I really like it. I think that this looks really good. I like it brings a little bit of flower element, right? Some florals, some botanicals into this. We've got some insects happening, a little bit of people placement, right? But not too much. Obviously, the primordial tarot is very I think there's a person in almost every single card. So it's very person heavy, people heavy, I guess you could say, in the images. So yeah, that was with dirt gems. I really do like it with the dirt gems. But like I said, it's something that you're going to have to sit down with both of the books and get in really deep and, read into and see what's going on. All right, and last but not least is once again another oracle that you can be very intuitive with. Like obviously you can work off your intuition with all of these, right? But this deck in particular is once again kind of a oracle that you need to visit the guidebook on. And it is the Liminal Spirits Oracle. So the Liminal Spirits Oracle, I actually usually only work with like for like meditation prompts, or like even if I'm going to do some connection work, I pull a card to just kind of pick like something to use to connect to, or a connecting point when I do my connection work. But I feel like the artwork and the colors, I felt like they were gonna just work. Uh, and I'm not usually typically drawn to like the liminal, what is it called? Liminal spirits. Like I said, I use it very different in my practice. I don't use it to necessarily do any type of readings in a way, but I felt very drawn to use it in this. And like I find the artwork just it works, which is really, really interesting, but it does. It looks great together. Backs actually look kind of cool. But I do like what they're bringing in here together. Because once again, I find the liminal spirits to be that ancestral kind of that deeper, older energy, right? Yeah, I really like these together. These might actually be my favorite together out of the three I've shown. I do really like it. Yeah, see, this is really working. Yeah, there's a lot of energy and power coming off of these two together. Like, I'm actually really quite taken back by it. I think these two have a lot that they can share together. This is a very powerful combination. I like it a lot. Yeah, like, look at that. Oh, I straighten them up and then I go and smack them. I feel like the color palettes are very similar. Yeah, like I really like them together. These are really neat. Beautiful. Yeah, like look at these ones. Color palettes are almost like right on, eh? Like super close. Wow. Beautiful. One more, and then we're going to look at them together. And spread. Yeah, like look at that. Like the earth elements with it. Another one that just popped into my head is that phenomenal oracle there. That's all like weather elements. It would probably look really good with this as well too. I can actually grab it after and we can take a quick look at it. Okay, let's see them together. Today I feel very much about pulling oracles first. I don't know why. I usually lay my tarot first, but I don't know. Today I feel to pull the oracle first. Mugwort. Look at that. Beautiful. I really like these together. This has been my favorite pairing so far. 100%. But do you agree? Like there's like an ancestral old energy that they're both kind of tapping into. The same but different. Like the liminal spirits, I feel is very ancient, very old energy, but more on like maybe let's say the metaphysical side or like the mystical side. Whereas I feel the primordial tarot is very much ancestral energy, um, like past life, um, but like rooted in like the mundane. Like I feel like it talks very much about events and things that have happened in life in general, right? Where I feel like this kind of goes more metaphysical or mystical. But yeah, all right. I really like these together. Oh, these are gorgeous. All right, one more because it's just too beautiful to not do one more. Oh, okay. I'm gonna pull that one right there. Actually, you know what? No, let's get one. Let's pick one. Okay, this one really wants to come out. desert. Such beautiful artwork, eh? Okay, that was like the last one we just had. Let's get some new ones here. Yeah. It's very, I don't know. I really like it. I'm a fan of it. I like it. I think it's beautiful. It works for me. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know which one you guys like with it. I want to put the Phenomenal Oracle with it though. I feel like the weather based would be really good with it. The backs are really cool on this one, eh? I feel like the weather elements will work with it. Yeah, already liking it. Backs, they look fine. Yeah, I do. I like the weather elements with it, right? That looks really nice. That bringing in that earthly like elemental energy. It's really interesting how like this is like this, right? Like I don't know. Yep, definitely. I like the black borders on this. Yeah, I definitely like the earth elements with this. It's great. Oops, grab two there. And once again, I find the artwork in the Phenomena deck to be minimal enough. Like it allows space, right? Yeah, they're really cool together. They look really nice. And I like that. It's like there's enough in the picture to get what's going on, right? But at the same time, they're very minimal. And there's just not a whole heck of a lot happening in them. One more, and then we're going to switch it out. Yeah, quite beautiful together. All right, let's see them in action, though. have stuff for flying. All right, well, we'll lay these guys. Since they wanted to come out so bad. Yeah, I like them together. They look good. Yep, I'm liking it a lot. I want these up a little higher. I want a little bit of an elevation difference between these two. 3, I guess I should say. Yeah, all right, I like it. I feel the colors are all working. They're all very similar. I like the black borders around the phenomena. And then, yeah, like it's working for me. I really like it. All right, so I don't know, out of these that I showed, I think like this one's my favorite, as well as the liminal spirits. I like all of them. I work with all of them together without a problem, but I do really like the last two the best, I feel. All right, so that was um, my thoughts, opinions, my pairing, all that stuff with the Primordial Tarot. Like I said, excellent deck, really great for your ancestral work and your past life stuff. Um, Honestly, that's probably what most people buy it for. I think that's very obvious in the deck and what it does and what it kind of taps into. So that is definitely where I went with it. Very interesting deck, very interesting energy. And all these decks, like I said, worked really well with it. They're all decks, other than the sacred symbols, they're all decks that you kind of have to get into the book and read into and spend some time with. Like I said, it's definitely not something that you can just pull really fast and do in 15 minutes. This is kind of a deep dive where you sit down and you spend some time with this and you lay yourself out a really nice deep spread and then kind of just go off of everything that you have and spend some time diving into the guidebooks and reading and looking at what your answers are, where your energy is, which direction things are going, where certain things have stemmed from or have come from. So, yeah, definitely amazing combinations. Really liked all of these. These two I feel were my favorite, but I like these ones with it as well, too. So, I mean, I guess it would just depend on where you want to go and how deep you want to go and what you're doing with it, right? So, and even just like your energy, like, are you feeling more like botanical? Are you feeling more simple? Do you want to get into more weather elements? Do you want to get into those deeper liminal spaces with it, right? So, like, it just depends on which direction you want to go with it. So, anyways, thank you for watching. I really appreciate everybody that's following me and liking my videos and, participating in all of this. It's wonderful. Thank you so much. And hopefully, you guys enjoyed this. I know I did. So, I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks. Bye.